If you're a successful CEO and you're posting on LinkedIn every day, you might be accidentally repelling the clients you actually want. So here's why. High-valued clients don't hire people who look like they have time to post daily. They hire people who seem selectively available and strategically focused. And here's what most people miss. This same pattern, visibility without selectivity, is probably killing your value everywhere else in your business too. So let me show you what I mean. More visibility doesn't create more value, and sometimes it does the opposite. When you're everywhere all the time, saying yes to every opportunity, posting every day, you train the market to experience you as, well, available. And available does not command premium pricing. Scarce does. I'm not talking about fake scarcity. I'm talking about strategic focus, the willingness to say, this is what I do. This is who I work with. Everything else, it's a hard no. When you try to be visible to everyone, you become compelling to no one. Now, where else does this show up? Let me give you an example. I had a client selling to director level buyers. Good products, strong results. Deals were moving forward, or at least they seemed to. But when it got to the CFO for final approval, dead. The CFO would think, nice departmental tool, not a strategic priority. My client thought they needed better ROI calculators, but that wasn't it. Here's what I saw. They were selling to directors using director level language, features, process. Here's how it works. Directors understood the value. They lived in the problem every day. But when it went up to the CFO, there was no translation layer. No, here's what this does to EBITDA. No, here's what it costs you per month to not solve this. The constraint wasn't their offering or pricing. It was they were having the wrong conversation with the wrong person. So let me tell you the fix. This is what I told them. Stop presenting to directors. In fact, you're not allowed to make another presentation to a director until you talk directly to the CFO. Of course, they resisted because it felt risky to them, but that was exactly the problem. As long as they were selling to directors, they were training the market to see them as a departmental vendor, not a strategic partner. So we forced the conversation to happen at the right level right from the beginning. And here's what happened. Sales cycles got way shorter. Close rates went way up. They got way more deals, not because the offer changed. We didn't change the offer at all, because we removed the constraint that was keeping CFOs from seeing the real value. So here's the principle. Spread energy dissipates like a light bulb. Concentrated energy transforms like a laser. When you're visible everywhere, selling to everyone, saying yes to every opportunity, you dilute your positioning. The same thing happens with when you have too many offers, you get confused buyers. When you have too accommodating a sales process, you attract tire kickers. Team spread across too many initiatives, nothing breaks through. Most people think the problem is execution, but it's not execution, it's structure. If this is landing for you and you're wondering where else you're diluting your positioning, go to my website, go to my contact page. That's Lemberg, lemberg.com/contact, and tell me what you sell, your revenue range, the constraint you're facing, and what winning looks like to you 90 days from now. I'll review it personally. Now, why visible to everyone kills value? The market doesn't reward you for being accommodating. It rewards you for being clear about what you're not. I'm going to say that again. It rewards you for being clear about what you're not. When you post every day, you're signaling, I have time, I'm available. When you say yes to every client, you're signaling, I need the work. When you offer 10 different services, you're signaling, I'm not sure what I'm best at. Premium positioning looks like this. I work with a specific type of client. I solve a specific type of problem. I'm selective about who I take on. And if we're not a fit, I'll tell you. That's not arrogance, that's clarity. And clarity is what high-value clients are scanning for. They want someone who already knows whether they can help and isn't afraid to say no if they can't. So here's what this means for how you sell. Most people are so afraid of losing a deal that they make their sales process too accommodating. Multiple discovery calls, custom proposals for every prospect. Let me think about how we could make this work for you. And what happens? You attract people who want to negotiate, to customize, and worst, they want to think about it. Now compare that to this. Here's what I do. Here's who it's for. Here's what it costs. Here's what happens next. Does that sound like a fit? That's not aggressive. That's being selective. And selective positioning attracts clients who are ready to move because you're making it easy for the wrong people to self-select out, and easy for the right people makes it easy for them to say yes. So why am I telling you this? I've been doing this for 30 years. Well, almost 30 years. 29 to be exact. I launched my first company with $3,000 in credit card debt. I sold it a few years later for just under $9 million. I've advised the C-level executives at Fortune 100 companies, and I've advised early stage founders, and here's what I've learned. The clients who pay the most, stay the longest, and get the best results, they're not the ones who needed convincing. They're the ones who recognize the fit immediately because your positioning was clear enough that they could see it for themselves. That's what selective visibility creates. Not fewer clients, better clients. Across my emerging entrepreneurial clients alone, my work has helped owners add over $550 million in bankable cash profit. Stop trying to be visible to everyone. Start being unmistakable to the right people. So here's what happens when we work together. If you're attracting clients who negotiate, delay, and drain your energy, here's what working together looks like. We start a diagnostic conversation, 60 to 90 minutes. I'm not trying to sell you in that conversation. I'm trying to figure out if I can actually help you and if you're the kind of client I do my best work with. If we're a fit, we identify whether you're diluting your value, whether it's in the offers, your sales process, your pricing, or how you're positioning yourself. And then we fix it. We fix it immediately. My clients see results fast. Pipeline quality improves in 30 days. Revenue shifts in 60 to 90 days, and profit margins expand within that same first quarter. Because we're not adding complexity, we're removing what's diluting your positioning. Now, who is this for? It works best if you're already successful, doing 1 to 10 million in revenue, but you're attracting too many of the wrong clients. You're tired of negotiating, customizing, and convincing. You're willing to say no to opportunities that don't fit. You want to command premium pricing without constantly justifying your value. And you're ready to make the structural changes that shift how the market perceives you. Go to my website, go to the contact page. Tell me what you sell, your current revenue range, the constraint you're facing, and what winning looks like 90 days from now. I'll review it personally. If I think I can help, we'll schedule that diagnostic conversation. If there's a fit, I'll tell you how we work together and what it costs. If there isn't, I'll tell you that too, quickly and honestly. So here's the investment. 12 months, 80 to 100,000 annually, paid monthly. Or short term, if we think we can fix this quickly, 3 months, it's $30,000 and it's paid up front before we start working together. If you're not ready now, bookmark this and come back when timing makes sense. But if you're tired of working with clients who negotiate, delay, and drain your energy, and you're ready to position yourself so the right clients recognize the fit immediately, this conversation is probably overdue.